Hopefully there will be some people spectating right now because as soon as I started this, it's like it begins at 0.
I gotcha.
Anyways, we'll be expecting Jay Nelson's match against Qtaru soon when the time reaches to the point where it starts. And I also noticed that my PC's clock is a little bit like behind. I kind of wish I can change it, but it for some reason, although it's set automatically, but it just still set the time 1 minute later.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of strange though. My previous computer doesn't do that though. Kind of strange. Okay, earlier me and Ozma were having like a somewhat discussion about the Lang wikis like finally got the last hero completed for global launch. So now the only things left is just the characters that weren't released, and they were mostly found in CN, which they will be released later on. But right now, I don't think they're a priority at the moment.
Yeah, I think, given you're a global Langrisser player and a global Langrisser content creator, I think there's not too much of an expectation for it to be
Yeah,
fully up to date on everything that's out in the Chinese version.
yeah. For me, I
Feature
don't.
set.
Yeah, I don't have CN version, so that's the main reason why I wasn't able to get the heroes that weren't released on global yet. Now I wonder, will you be available again tomorrow? Maybe it depends on the waifu wars.
Yeah, I think I probably can be.
Okay, hopefully.
Have you thought about what you're gonna try and play next season, LW?
What am I gonna play next season? Wait, so what?
Your Apex box, I mean.
Yeah, the box. I think I'm still gonna be running the standard ones, like the one that 3 tanks and 3 healers. Although my box could change over time, of course, because I have a few other options on my in my team. Like I can slot in Zerda. I can also slot in Lemia if I want to, and also Tarantel.
Nice, nice. All that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I got more options now. Like aside from like limited amounts. Okay, for my computer clock is saying 2 o'clock, but right now I don't think it's actually 2 o'clock right at the moment.
Yeah, I don't see any of the games started yet.
Yeah, I don't know. My computer is a bit weird nowadays. Like with where it shows like 1 minute early. Okay, so now it's like entering the queues right now.
Yeah, hopefully nobody has like that weird prep, like, get your box ready bugs. Some people are having those like the first weekend.
Oh yeah, I've heard like that kind of caused a lot of people to forfeit unwillingly. Yeah, at first I was just thinking like, am I missing something during that week? Because I noticed a lot of people forfeited, and then now I know the truth here.
Yeah, I mean, some of them were definitely just the usual PO forfeits, but I think this season there was for sure. Like, I noticed even when I was doing for my PO match, like
Yeah,
I was doing like a special, on regular PO waifu war game with Raven since we matched each other, right? So I didn't set up a side box because we haven't allowed side boxes in the waifu wars rules. And then, I go to queue into my game and it's like, oh, hey, you have a bunch of ungeared heroes in your side box because it automatically added a bunch of heroes to my side box.
oh,
And luckily I
yikes.
queued with, plenty of time left to go fix that. But, that could definitely get somebody who's queuing later. And then I think there's even another bug where some people it didn't load. Even if they did have everyone geared, it was a mess.
Yeah, I've seen some people like Zigrim, I think, one of those guys that filed a report.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. And also, Disco Cobra is in the chat saying
Hey,
hello
Disco.
there. Yeah, I honestly think this is actually I haven't done a collab for quite a while. Last time I did it was with Boomerang.
Gotcha. Yeah. Boomer has actually done a couple Waifu War streams, but I know he's got like an alt on one of the newer servers, but I don't know. I'm admittedly not super great about following all the content creators I should be for Langrisser, so I'm not sure how much else he's been up to,
Yeah.
video wise. A lot of Discord servers have like automatically linked posts whenever a streamer posts like a video, but I don't. If Boomer has that set up anywhere, I don't think I've got. I don't
Right.
think I'm in those servers.
Yeah. Anyways, the match is going to start in about a minute from now. I saw the countdown just started, and looking at their boxes, it looks like both sides got their new hero, in their box.
Yeah,
Tarantel.
well, so I guess one player still hasn't clicked ready yet. If it's still showing the time here,
Hmm.
um, let's hopefully we don't see a forfeit here. That would suck.
Yeah.
Someone overslept or something, you know.
Hopefully, they're both going to be appearing here. Okay, looking at the boxes, I think they both run like a triple tank or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Jayden has LB, Hilda, and Tyrantel as a tank, while Qtaru uses Tyrantel, Christian, and also Lightbringer. Yeah, they both are quite similar with the box strategy.
yeah. I've heard that that's really where Tyrantl can fit in is in these hybrid boxes. Oh man, or did they hit Q? They did, I guess. Okay.
Yep, and they'll be battling on the bridge map with the rivers in the center or the middle row. Now
Yep.
let's.
Pretty similar
Okay.
boxes from both players here.
Yep, it's
Um,
sold first band. And I gotta say, I don't think Tarantel will be that like dangerous. That's the level of Z2. But
Yeah, I'm not sure either. So like the thing with him is he's pretty hard to kill with like one attack, and he's pretty threatening. Like,
yeah,
he is pretty capable of killing DPS.
and also not to mention he can revive by taking over someone's body.
Yeah, really interesting mechanic there. I think that's part of why he only fits into certain boxes. Like I'm a turtle at heart, so it's hard for me to sacrifice one of my units for him. But like a more rush oriented box or like a box that isn't trying to go full tank push might pick a healer and then not need them a couple of turns in and be able to take them over with Tyrantal. I think it's a neat idea.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we have any other hero that does that aside from like a. I don't think AO counts because she does revive herself
Yeah,
through death.
yeah, it's a little different. You've got they've definitely been experimenting with revives a little bit with the AO revive. Sho Fukumichi from the recent
From Guyver
Guyver,
collab.
yeah, collab had an interesting revive mechanic as well. And then yeah, now Arkenfell, or not Arkenfell, sorry, Tyrantel.
Yeah, Tarantel. And we just saw Jayden's Tarantel got banned by Qtaru. So we won't be seeing Tarantel from Jayden.
Yeah, that's an interesting ban. Since Qtaru did first pick Isolde, which is an assassin, so tanks aren't necessarily as much of a threat. We'll see what they do here draft wise.
And there's also the person named Darth saying Ozma cover Tiny's match.
Sorry, what was
Okay.
that?
Yeah,
What was
I
that?
don't know what the person is saying in the chat. Saying like to cover other matches, but
Oh, yeah, that's Meow. He wants me to go cover the Tiny Meow match, but I can look at that later or something on
yeah,
like a live
I mean
stream.
if that match is still going on, we could probably switch over to that one. Okay, Lightbringer secured. So yeah, I think it makes sense there because Tarantel got banned, and that's one of the 3 tanks that Jayden has.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing with that is Kitar has first picked an assassin and Jayden hasn't banned the other assassins like the Jason, Andy, and Zerida are all still available. So I'm surprised he's picking the tank so high. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, I guess he chose tank to ensure that he has someone to protect with, but In the current meta, tank is actually a bit less priority now, because most of the units nowadays does like a guard ignore.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been assassins around, but the specific guard ignores that exist now are like in return for being conditional, their damage is just
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
But we do see
Qtaru's
some.
going for that too. Going for a tank because time tell is also banned.
Yeah, I think it makes a little bit more sense for Qtaru since Jayden has that first pick Ishin. It can be really tough to play against Ishin without a real tank.
Hmm. Okay, Jayden has like 26 seconds left
Yeah,
on the
running through
backup
some backup.
timer. Yeah. Oh, okay, there it
Interesting. They're using
goes.
so much here.
Yeah, both sides are kind of running short on time. Well, not a lot though. Okay, Jace deployed on Jayden.
Yeah, it makes some sense given this map, I think. And he
Hmm.
is capable of killing Isolde if he can get the setup for it. Jason Nemia are a pretty strong combo together. Or Jason Ishin, sorry, are a pretty strong
Yeah.
combo together.
Okay, Dank Elmo and C2 gone. Yeah, Dank Elmo. Yeah, I think it's a solid choice. But anyways, I've heard as far as I heard, I know Jace and Dank Elmo don't really pair too well with their portals.
Yeah, Jace will overwrite Y1's
Yeah,
portals if you
which
step
which
on
is
them.
yeah, which is a bit of a bummer.
I think we probably saw the Y1 band there because Qtaru was picking the Andy, who gets slowed down massively by
Mm.
Elmo's exclusive.
Okay. Oh, Zerda deployed. The OG Zerda.
Yeah, so normally I'm a fan of taking a healer, but with that Zarita, I think you do get some decent value out of the. I don't know. You might get some decent value out of the Hilda pick. It might let you make your Ishin survive Zerida. I'm not really sure on the specifics of that kill. It might still die even with that Hilda aura. So even though you're playing into a team of assassins, yeah, you still might want to take the Rosen.
Okay.
I'm actually not sure that Hilda would have saved her, the Ishin from the Zerida.
Okay. Qtaru's running double tank in the team. Okay. While Jayden is running the standard kind of team.
Yeah, he ends up with a nice little one tank, one healer
Yeah.
comp. Awakener, isn't as much of a threat as she used to be with the Butterfly out, but I don't think a lot of the units Qtaru has drafted here should run Butterfly. So her AoEs should be pretty effective against this team at debuffing and stuff like that, without
Yeah.
auto healing as much.
Yeah, although in the last like matchups like last week, I saw some people run butterfly on their Andy. I don't know
Yeah,
if yeah.
some people definitely do, and he's pretty self-healy anyways, but you might get some good debuffs to stick to the Isolde or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Zarya.
it so that works well with the wings, so I don't think she'll have butterfly.
Yeah, for sure. Her range is pretty limited without wings. She caps out at like 10 reach without any breeze or wings or whatever, which is not all that impressive by today's standards.
Okay, now just gonna wait for them to finish setting up their teams. And also, speaking of Lightbringer, I actually end up getting tank. I actually able to tank cast her today, which is quite exciting.
Yeah, congrats. She's great. Um, I was like sort of considering dropping her for Lanford because I've been wanting to add Lanford in my box, and it's so hard to cut DPS. Um, but I've had some really good Lightbringer games recently in like practice matches where her DPS capabilities are good, her tank capabilities are good, even though she doesn't have like a super useful defensive aura.
Ah,
I
okay.
need
The
it
match
to
is
share.
starting. The first game starting now. Okay, seems like okay. I'm seeing a couple units on Jayden has butterfly on there, like Lightbringer, Ishin. I think these are the only two. Yep. And then on the
Yeah.
other side, oh, as I suspected, Andy has a butterfly as well.
Mhm.
So that means chaining him will not be possible. Okay, Jayden just made the first move, moving in front of AO, one space apart, of course.
So I think this doesn't look bad for Jayden, just because Qtaru has no healers. I think he has some options here with like AoE play, using like Jace's AoE to slow down Qtaru. You've got AO's binds to slow down. Qtaru doesn't have a ton with a lot of reach. He does a little bit of healing with the Isolde, but Awakener's AoE certainly hurt, so the damage might add up even with all those self-healing units. We'll see how things go here.
Okay, Christian. What was that skill that she used? Oh, it was a Floral Realm. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the times it's risky to use one of Christian's onesies first, but when you've got a second tank like this, you're not too at risk of getting caught out of position.
Yeah.
Okay,
applied oath to Zerda. So in case if she dies out there, which she probably will at some point, and this will be enabling Andy to be angry.
Yeah, it's real threatening. The thing for Jayden is he does have Ishin does revive, which stands in Andy's way a little bit, because he doesn't clock his guard ignore if the unit doesn't die.
Yeah, that's one thing.
So Jayden essentially has 5 DPS lives here. Andy can realistically kill like 2 at most. So it's going to be hard for Andy to solo, but he does still have that Isolde, and he does still have that Zarita. To try and take some of those other DPS lives.
And I think both players have their Pirate Lightbringer skin, which is interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice skin. I didn't have the free crystals, unfortunately, to get it, being a market. It's a nice looking skin. I like the rapier.
Yeah, the rapier.
We'll see if this Isolde ends up getting out of hand.
Okay.
She can be hard to deal with.
Yep, Isolde indeed has wings, which is the most popular use, especially for Isolde.
So the Isolde actually notably isn't in guard range right now, but I don't think Jayden can get a sneaky act again play without Qtaru going to move the tank to cover.
Yeah, I think Jace could probably reach there, but I don't know. We'll see how he will play here.
So he can reach. So it looks like Jayden is going to put the pressure, maybe with an act again play, to. No, okay.
Never mind. Guess he'll just use revitalization.
I'm not sure what the idea with that is.
Okay, Lightbringer move down to protect his soul.
Yeah, it makes sense. You couldn't leave that hanging for long.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll lose your win condition if you leave her there.
Yeah, for sure. If this Isolde dies, you don't have the tools left to kill the rest of Jayden's comp, I think. I mean,
and also one thing Jayden will have to be aware of is Zerda.
But speaking of Zerda, he actually makes the interesting choice not to use any binds.
Oh, freeze Zerda. Okay, she means business now.
Yeah, she's going to cover essentially the entire map at this point. That's why I think it was an interesting choice not to use. Oh, you know what? He had to wait to bind actually because she acts again. If he bound before she acted, then when she uses her act again from her casting passive, the bind would already be gone just because of the 2-turn duration. So I think that was the correct play to wait. It's just now you are kind of forced to bind really early here.
Okay, just checking my stream, make sure everything is going okay. Because when I tried to stream this kind of game for the first week, I did have some technical problems. Hopefully, it won't happen again.
So I was doing a little bit of tile counting. It looks like the Jays cannot guard ignore the Zarita right now. He's one tile short of it. So I think Jayden has to bind the Zarita.
Yeah, otherwise he'll have to deal with like Zelda killing people.
Okay, he goes for the AoE play. I guess that'll slow her down. If you don't want to use your AO bind. It's just going to leave him without his jump, which can be vulnerable. Like it can be hard to make a guard ignore play with that. Some good damage. Oh, that was the demon. That makes sense.
Yeah, and Jay should teleport back to safety.
And so the interesting thing now is because all of the Zarita's troops are dead, she'll actually accidentally trigger her casting passive when she stands now.
That means her own option is probably just gonna go in.
I think he has to use the Isolde heal to heal her back up so she doesn't trigger it when you don't want her to. Because I don't think she can reach anything. Because she'll have to, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, to get out of the portal.
Yeah.
And then she acts again. So it'd be 12 total. We've used 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so she does still have good reach. Actually, she does try to go for something now.
Oh yeah, and also I had to remember to turn on animations.
I think she can't reach though with, well, not I think the only way she could reach is if she stands in the danger zone though. She doesn't get her health bonus. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see how. It's hard because you can't see how far units can move.
Yeah, like, especially in the spectate mode, we won't be able to see each other's like their move range, of course, but we can calculate.
Mm-hmm.
So currently Zelda has like 9 mobility, which is crazy.
Yeah, so she has 9 mobility and she gets another 3 when she activates her casting passive. Oh, she got healed by Andy standing.
Yeah,
I was wondering if you like. So she's not going to accidentally trigger the passive now, so she has a little bit of time.
Oh yeah, and also from Kong's like last stream about like summoning for Tyrantile, someone asked the question like what happened to the Langrisser next, and I have a feeling that it's inevitably might be dead, which is
I think that I think Kong might have mentioned it on stream, but I think it was Sib Shops who for a little while was helping try to bring things back.
Yeah.
But I think I've noticed on my friends list that they haven't logged in a while, and I think Death Crystal has been too busy to really kind of keep up with it, especially because we do now with banner news and your own wiki, so it's not as imperative that it stays up to date. So I think there's a little bit less motivation for them to keep working on the project.
Yeah. The reason I started my own wiki is because of like reasons like Langrisser didn't do much during that time.
Yeah, they were really inactive for a while, and there wasn't actually an alternative for a while other than using Google Translate with the like Chinese wikis.
Yeah, and in some cases Google Translation isn't always perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I used a different kind of translator that could probably be somewhat more accurate, but not too accurate.
So we see Jayden super buffing this.
Oh, and the soul just got teleported over there. but still within guard range.
So, okay, so here's the interesting thing now is this Isolde hasn't... I think Jayden can swap the Isolde out of guard potentially. She's not debuff immune right now, and AO hasn't cast her bind. So what he can do is he can use his AO to bind the Isolde and the Zarita, and potentially kill her by swapping her out of guard next turn. Even his clone can do that, potentially, if this Zarita goes to kill his Awakened one. Interesting. Some stuff might happen over the next 3 actions or so. I'm curious if the AO clone, I think with the Isolde that injured, the AO clone shouldn't have any problems killing.
Oh, man, Zelda got silenced.
Yeah, that's a big deal as well.
Yeah. And also that also means that Zelda will be forced to use the casting because the soldiers are dead.
Yeah, I mean, she's not going to kill this. For better or worse, she's not going to kill this AO this turn.
Yeah.
I think that might actually be for the best, because I think you have a really hard time winning this battle if your Isolde gets killed by AO clone swapping her out of guard.
Yep, Zelda will have to do something here.
Yeah, so she goes for the normal. I don't think you wanted to do that.
I think that was a double fixed damage I've seen there.
Yeah, it was the T-star plus backstab, but I think that was a mistake in terms of the play, actually going for that. I think you wanted to leave the AO's swap on cooldown there so that she can't pull the Isolde out of guard.
Yeah, and then Andy just got act again.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot for me to do this turn, though. Everything is in Lightbringer's guard. Yeah. And he can't go like body block the Isolde or anything.
And Andy's Cardinal only works if either he's upset or he's near an ally with Oath. 3 blocks.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got this extra action, but he can't really do anything with it.
Maintaining the front line. And AO comes back to life.
So I think he's positioning that way so that he can go punish the AO after she kills the Isolde, because I think that's definitely the play for Jayden here.
Yep, it still could technically get teleported. Yep, it's going to get swapped out. Out of position, and she got silenced, which don't think will matter much anymore, because she's going to be dead.
What he has an opportunity to do here too, let's see if he sees it, is he can use his bind on the Andy now. And though the butterfly will block it, when she gets the kill on the Isolde using her 3C, that'll refresh the cooldown timer on her bind, so she can then actually get a bind on the Andy. Which will force him to probably use the act again to reach to punish the Awakened one. I think that was a really good setup for mistake by Jayden, showing why he's the champion from last season. I think that was well played.
AO comes back to life with a full-on AO.
Yeah. Showing why AO is still a very, very serious threat against healerless comps.
And also Zelda is still silenced, meaning that she can't do anything here. And also that voice X could be annoying for Qtaru.
I feel a little bad for Qtaru, because like there's some irony there that the Zarita got silenced. Oh, the Nightbloom LB tech. That's not super common, but we see it in action here. Some people run Nightbloom on their Lightbringer. It's pretty recent that some people started doing it. I think I've heard about people doing it in casual and stuff though. But, you know, get them nice dispels off of your Master Resist and Strengthen. I was just getting ready to say it's some irony that the LB hadn't cast Strengthen on the Zarita or the ISO yet to give them silence immunity, but there you go with that nice dispel.
Yeah, and Zelda is able to use skills after the dispel.
I still think it's a hard game for Qtaru though. Even
Yeah.
losing the AO, I think that's not really that bad for Jayden here. I think you can still play the game out with Chase and with Andy being the only guard ignore on Qtaru's side left. Well, I guess he still has Rita, but I think it's winnable.
So now I think, like, at first I was thinking maybe Jayden could have probably moved Jace down, but I almost forgot that Zerda is still alive. So I think it's probably wise if he stay out of range for now.
Yeah, I mean she doesn't have much range. Yeah, she has an awkward time getting to Jace because of where the Awakened One is positioned.
Yeah, which basically cancels out the hide and seek.
Yeah, so she's not going to get hide and seek, and just in terms of where she has to stand, because she doesn't want to act again within the Jace portal, because it takes extra move to move outside of the portal. So she has to go to the space diagonally to the right of Lightbringer, like between Lightbringer and Andy. Or not, sorry, not Lightbringer and Andy. Awakened One and Andy. If she wants to act again outside of the Jace portal reach, but then she has to go around the Lightbringer, or around the Awakened One, around the forts and stuff, and then back up. And I don't think she has enough movement to do that. So Jayden is fairly safe here for this turn.
Okay, now it's down to Zerda to move. And also the turn priority has been shifted to the E2 going first.
Yeah, good observation. Solde dying to that.
Okay, so she's gonna proc her casting here.
I'm interested to see if she dies for this. It's
Oh, okay. Yep. Zerda survived that one.
Drop near or anything. Her animation is so fast that she just killed the AO before she really got to hit her back.
Yeah, the assassins have like fast movement on their animation.
So the Zarita is still a pretty decent threat here. She's going to need a little bit of setup time, so the hope for Jayden is to use the Jace to take care of her, because Andy has a hard time beating the Jace. Or, sorry, has a hard time beating the Ishin, just because, as I mentioned earlier, his guard ignore doesn't really work properly versus units with revive. So we see Jayden making an AA play here. I think I get the idea. It's to position your Jace more aggressively, so that you can make a guard ignore play next turn using your tile after you teleport to kill the Zarita.
And let me take a look at this portal. Okay, so 2 turns, so we'll stay here for another turn. Yeah, and also so before his turn, yeah, Qtaru gets to go first now.
Yeah, so that's good for Qtaru for sure, because he has to move the Zarita out of range of that tile. That mountain tile that Jace can currently jump to sniper. You can't lose your Zarita, or this game is pretty much over.
And also, I noticed that the vortex disappeared.
Yeah,
I mean, that you had to reapply it. Yeah.
It's a pretty short duration. So she will be ready to guard ignore again starting next turn, the Zarita. Turn prio will still be for Qtaru, so I think that's not bad for Qtaru. Yeah, this is interesting. I think I'm not really an expert or anything, but I think I think this Zarita is pretty strong. If she takes like an Ishin life and then you kill her, Andy has potential to try and beat the other two. They both have stuns, so it's hard for Andy to beat them, but he does have that butterfly. So once his revive's down, he can try to make some plays, like aggressively move with his tanks to try to get like a kill on the Jace and then be guarded and get a kill on the Ishin once her revive is down from the Zarita taking first life, I think would be a potential. actions for Qtaru to win. But if Jayden lets himself up is a different matter. Otherwise, I don't see how you deal with the revives on the Ishin and stuff.
Yeah. And Christian just moved out the fog
Mm-hmm.
to reposition herself. And it seems like Qtaru has tanks on both lanes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about if, like... See, Qtaru is playing pretty smart here. By keeping all of his units on the edge of the fog, it prevents Jace from doing a play where he uses his AoE this turn to set up for a guard ignore next turn, because the fog tiles are going to come overwrite his tile. Pretty smart play.
Yep, pretty smart. Yeah. Apparently, the poison fog has the highest priority over any of the terrains.
It'll wipe out any terrain tile, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and also a lot of people are going to be excited about the next major update that will be coming. Although I think it's a little too early to say, but anyways, the next update is going to be quite exciting because everyone do get at least have something for free, which is a free hero.
Oh,
And,
that's right.
Yeah, and
I
that happens to be Elise.
Yeah, I've actually got a somewhat built Elise. She's not like full cast or anything. So I have to figure out if I want to take more shards to get her closer to 6 stars because she's 5 stars, or if I want to take those universal shards or whatever.
Yeah, and also the reason why they made Elise for free is because she's going to become a important unit for bonds on Ymir and Celica.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think this Jace has to move back, but
Yep, he is moving back.
So the Zarita can't currently reach him anymore.
Yeah, so looking at the units here, the Zerda won't be able to kill any of the DPS here because they both have revives on there.
Yeah, she can probably kill this Resin Seal without much issue, but I think that would be bad for Qtaru. You don't really care about the Resin Seal at this stage of the game. So you're really looking at taking an Ishin life or a Jace kill. If you take the Ishin life, I'm just trying to think about if he has like plays he can make with the Andrio to kill the Jace and then not die to Ishin. Shifts in turn priority could make a really big difference in this game.
Yeah, so with the benefit of Jace being Hollow Unit, he gets buffed by Lightbringer.
We see both players being careful not to move their DPS too early and show their hand, which is the right play. If you're Qtaru here, you almost want to be able to make a really aggressive Christie play, but you can't with Andy like out of guard range there. I guess he can't get one shot because he's in Zarita revive range, even if you put him out of real guard range, but you don't want to be... He can't get fog stunned either because of Butterfly, but you still don't really want to be losing that life for free, I think. In guard range, which means you can't be really aggressive with that Christie. And Andy is kind of out of places here to move that aren't within reach of Jace. Same thing for the Zarita. There are no positions left in guard range that are not in range of a defensive tile. This is where it being a Jace-friendly map is really, really good for Jace. mean, obviously that plays into him choosing Jace where he did in Van pick, but you can really see the strength of the character here. Because Qtaru has a hard decision to make with his next move.
Andy's had the butterfly, which I don't think it matters anymore because the AO is already dead.
It's still fairly relevant. That's what was preventing him from being like aggressive with the Christie to try to like block some of the terrain tiles so that there's more places for Andy to stand. Is if you leave him out of guard range there and he didn't have butterfly, then he could get stunned by Jace and get stuck in the bog and lose his other life. Yeah. He still chose to keep his units in guard range.
Yeah. And Jace got all his skills back.
Yeah, Jayden is in a really good position here, actually, because of the amount of terrain on this map. There are literally no safe positions for Qtaru to move, and he cannot reach to kill the Jace. The only thing he can do aggressively is take a life off of the Ishin with Zarita.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how much that gets him. And also, even if the Zarita does go to take a life, she doesn't have any tiles she can get hide and seek from. So it's going to be difficult still to kill the Ishin while she's on terrain without hide and seek buff on the Zarita, I think. She'll probably still take life. Zarita does a lot of damage, but there's a chance she fails.
Yeah, and also something that's kind of interesting here is that I noticed that some players brought Christian as a cavalry. Mine is still infantry.
So I run her cavalry as well. I like it because it's nice, flexible with the mobility.
Yeah, mobility.
And the other thing is it's really easy to activate Tiamat armor, which I'm a big proponent of using Tiamat armor on all tanks for PvP.
Yeah.
So it's easy to activate Tiamat armor with like your Fang Guards or Phalanx when you're in cavalry class, whereas it's harder to activate it. Like you can't activate it with infantry troops in cavalry class, or sorry, in infantry class.
Yeah, and also I think the reason why I kept mine as a infantry is because of the bulky stats.
Yeah, it is nice base stats for sure.
Yeah. Okay, Zelda just move a bit further. I guess there's probably no use of staying back there.
There's no safe position. He eventually just had to give up and say, okay, you can kill my Zarita with Andy or with Jace.
Yeah.
I think, or did he not? Oh, he didn't breeze. I see.
No breeze.
So he can't actually reach that bottom tile that would guard ignore her. So he can take a life off of Andy right now.
Yeah.
He chooses not to. He's putting down a AoE on the Zarita, it looks like. Oh, you know what? He couldn't. I'm actually not sure he can reach the I need to look for that breeze, actually. That him having no breeze there actually was pretty important.
Okay, turn 6.
Yeah, so he could actually reach the tree near Andy.
And also, both players are running short on time now.
Yeah, for sure. It's a real time crunch in these kind of games. Both players are playing well here. I think in this end game, I think that there were probably things Qtaru could have done to not lose the Soul Day to Awakener. But past that point, I think things have been pretty hardcore position here to not make any mistakes.
Yep, and that Lightbird just got sucked right back after moving. Crystal healing on Ishin.
So one pretty notable thing here is Jayden does have Act Again plays available to him at the end of this turn. Because Ishin can use her self Act Again to reduce the cooldown on her dash ability, and then give Jace like an Act Again with Breeze. And with this Jace tile on Ozma, it's hard for her to go to reach him, I think. fact, I'm not sure she can, period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That kind of looks to me like we can reach the Jays. Maybe I'm crazy.
Oh, Andy. Oh, wow. What the heck? Andy just got sucked all the way to the bottom row.
Yeah, that's the thing. When that LB got sucked to that top side, I'm actually kind of, I was actually wondering if Qtaru was going to miss position, that he ends up getting sucked into the fog with anyone. I think he was careful not to let that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I could imagine like getting sucked in a fog like that is unpleasant.
I'm a little surprised he's not choosing to. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this Zarita can reach the. Maybe not.
Okay, Gyarados on the move. Okay, casting enabled. So now we're probably gonna go in and kill someone.
I'm pretty sure she just kills this Jace.
Goes after Jace.
Ooh, and here, she gets a run back from her cast.
Yeah, the tables have turned.
Yeah, so that's why I was confused by Jayden's Jace positioning. I think the better play would be to have moved him back behind Rosa.
Yeah. Oh, and Christian got stunned.
Yeah, that is dangerous. Not running stunned. You do still have a problem with Jayden here, where the Andy can probably just. Does he reach? 1, 2. Oh, I don't think he reaches actually.
Oh, because of the rift? That might have been stopping him?
Yeah, he's not going to be able to reach because of the tile cost for cavalry to move through water. He can get adjacent. Oh, he can javelin.
And that was not enough to kill. And now Jayden gets the first priority again, like once again.
But the problem is he doesn't have Ishin 3C to retreat afterwards, and LB can't reach to kill the Zarita, so you're kind of stuck a little bit. So he moves into guard. The Andy can guard ignore, but I don't think he should here, because that'll put him.
It'll put him at disadvantage.
I guess the Zarita can potentially take the second life, but so he gets back Yin's both back in guard range. I think this is over for Jayden. I'm not sure why he didn't move the Jace out of the Zarita range. Maybe he didn't think about the fact that she could act again just outside of the Jace portal to get the bulk of her reach. Despite I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there was positions there where he could him. I think he would still be pretty threatening on all of Qtaru's units with a jump into single target.
Cedric activated, and what is she gonna apply it to?
It's probably gonna.
Oh, dash. Oh, Lightbringer.
Okay, I see what the idea is.
Yeah, and
he wants to threaten to kill the Lightbringer, or to kill the Andy with Lightbringer.
And Andy's going to attack Rosen.
Yeah, so I see the play there. So the thought is that Andy couldn't reach. No, he could reach Ishin from guard range. I don't know what the thought there was then. I guess he's just.
Oh, that almost killed Lightbringer.
He can't kill this Lightbringer right now because the Christian will go to guard her is the problem.
Yeah.
Unless, I don't know
or attack Christian to force Lightbringer.
Well, so the thing is, the positioning wise, right? There's no way to do that.
Yeah.
Because, we see him. Oh, it's over. He didn't activate his. He didn't use anything on Ishin, so she doesn't have a revive right now because she's got 0 stack. So Andy can guard ignore her right now. I think that's a misplay. Now Ishin can go tap the Lightbringer, like tap the Christie to finish off the Lightbringer. Assuming, I don't know if oh, he can tap the Andy instead. That makes sense. Because Andy's not on terrain. I think Qtaru just missed the 3C play on with Andy there. Or maybe he's worried it's going to whiff because of the cavalry troops.
Oh, took out the revive with the bag.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking at. He's only 178 HP left. I think he's still losing. I don't think the Zarita. No, I think this is okay for Qtaru. I hope he didn't. I think the actual play there was to use Zarita to kill the Ishin first life from the bridge, so she dies afterwards, and then use Andy to take the second life.
Oh dear.
Now, that was, I think, a significantly worse play that he just did. Because Andy no longer has guard ignore, right? The LB is dead by any means. So Ishin can kill the Christian, or at least stun her, by using her 3C to attack the Andy while still being in guard range. Then Andy can try to javelin kill the LB. I don't know if that succeeds or not, but you've got big flashing timer that's on his screen right now might be getting to him. But I think Qtaru made a pretty big throw there.
Yeah, Qtaru had a chance there, but I guess
in my opinion, Qtaru had the game. That's just a kill. Okay.
Oh wow.
I'm actually a little surprised at that. That LB wasn't unhealthy. But you still can't double kill the Ishin. But on the other hand, she can't stun him because it's butterfly.
Christian might die here, so let's see.
She will, or if he didn't, she'd get stunned and then just die to the fog. It actually has probably been better for to the fog instead of Ishin, because then he wouldn't lose turn priority. But now Jayden, I think he'd do bonk the Ishin.
Yeah, he doesn't have any skills at the moment.
But he's got that first strike. It's so now, even if Jayden fully heals his Ishin using her Blessing of Sebric, it's not gonna. I don't. Yeah,
it's not gonna do her any good.
Because he's got Javelin back now. Like I just think he's gonna take too much damage from Javelin to be able to secure a kill on the Andy.
Yeah, and also the butterfly is gonna stop the stun, so that's not gonna.
Yeah. He also still has immunity from the end too, so she's not even pitching here.
Yeah, Jayden lost that one.
Yeah, I really thought he had it there, but the LB failure to the Andy normal attack, or maybe I guess that was Javelin. I didn't notice. It might have been Javelin actually. Yeah, I guess it was Javelin because he moved again afterwards. The LB failure to the Andy normal attack was surprising to me.
Yeah, and Qtaru gets to go first this time, and the map coincidentally is the same one as the first game.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that a little more because I like to go over these end games in my head. I think if Jayden instead of using Strengthen first with LB, if he'd used Ishin 3C to kill the Christie first, then you've got a winning position because he'll have turn priority instead of Andy does kill the Lightbringer.
It could be some things they might have misplayed.
Hmm.
So now we're just gonna wait for them to reconfigure the box if they're gonna make any changes. And also, as I expected about the new heroes like the Tyrant and Tabriz, I noticed that Tabriz is actually doesn't use much here because of the because of her talent that can be resisted by by most of the meta units nowadays.
Yeah, she has a little bit of a problem in that if people are picking a healer for most boxes, the healer they're picking is Rosen or Liana a lot of the times. Um, and both have ways to supply immunity to teammates, and Tabriz is hurt a lot by immunity.
Yeah, immunities is the one thing that Tabriz cannot work around with.
Also, there's like butterfly and stuff. I'm not sure. So, like when she applies her 1C buff to someone to make them do feather stacks, if they use an AoE with debuffs, I'm not sure if the unit's debuffs will get blocked by the butterfly or if her debuff will get blocked by the butterfly. Like I don't know what the effect order is, but either way, butterfly does hurt her to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
Okay, so I've seen the box had changed. So yeah, Qtaru got rid of Apotheosis for Liana, while Jayden got rid of Polly for Lena. It's nice to see Lena back in the box here.
Yeah, she's always last season she was in a lot of main boxes, but even this season, she's definitely a scary threat against the right kind of thing. I'm guessing he was predicting that Qtaru was going to go a little bit more rushy, maybe as player one. Maybe he is trying to counter the tank push possibility here. Okay, we see a first pick Rosen, not a common sight nowadays.
Yeah, both players got their Isolde banned,
Hmm.
meaning we won't be seeing Dragon Lady in action here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Qtaru. I think I did notice he was running electrics on. Actually, no, we don't know.
Okay,
We don't have information if Qtaru is running electrics here. Jayden is running electrics, but we haven't seen any of Qtaru's healers yet to know if they've got electric headgear on or any of his casters.
okay. So once again, we won't be seeing Tyrant from both sides.
Yeah, we see Qtaru taking an interesting approach of it looks like he's going to go for a tank bust win con potentially by banning into the Hilda. Maybe he's trying to pick the awakened one, Eden Kelma, or either Icemelda or Jace maybe, and trying to tank bust through the Hilda because she is a bit vulnerable to magic if you don't wear Tiamat armor on her, which most people don't. Um, Jayden did ban the Tyrandal to force Qtaru to pick a tank, but he didn't pick the specific tank. Qtaru can take the Christie or the LB, and he did take the Christie. I'm curious if Jayden's Hilda is built to live heavy duty magic threats here. And interestingly, actually didn't choose to ban said heavy duty magic threats other than the Imelda, who her aura does a pretty good job of blocking anyways from doing any displaced plays. Like you don't need electric headgear if you've got Hilda.
And Isabis banned on both sides. We won't be seeing her here either.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for Qtaru. Most people don't run electric headgear on their Aiden Kelmo unless they're like a hardcore turtle.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like Qtaru is. So you do kind of have to ban the Ice Melda and the Andy, which are, two notable sins that can stop her from doing her job. Jace is still a threat, assassin-wise, but he doesn't always have a great opportunity to kill these long-range mages. He can fail the kill, especially with Christiane Aura, or he can kill himself doing so.
Oh, and Ishin deployed the third pick for Jayden.
Yeah, I mean, she's never bad as P2. I think he probably would want to take, like, if he's going for Tank Bust, he could go for the Zarita or Godham next, or Apotheosis, I guess I should say. But I don't know if he's going for Tank Bust here or if he wants to. I guess he kind of has to.
Okay, Zelda deployed. So yeah, Qtaru gets to use Zelda again for the second game.
Mm-hmm. I think that's an interesting choice into Hilda. Hilda's aura does a lot to mitigate Sarita's damage because it prevents crits.
Yeah, and also prevents displacement, but I don't think it will matter here since
Yeah,
since
since
nobody
Hilda was
can
banned.
displace someone
Hmm.
aside from Ice Abyss, which is already banned,
Hmm.
and also AO too.
I think I like the 0 to 2 pick for Jayden here if he's going for a tank bust approach. She's got, unlike Godham, she has her revive up at all times. And it's
Okay.
kind of a bad target for, he takes the Godham. Okay. I was going to say it's a bad target for the Zarita because she'll just get her revive back after she stands because of her EE expect. So it's not a very good trade for the Zarita. Whereas now, this Zarita is a very significant threat to the Godham, unless he's running like Bracer or something. If this is Bracer, this could be really interesting. But if he's not Bracer, he's probably going to have to transform early to prevent the Zarita from just getting a gross snipe. And we see him give 5th pick Jace. I think that's really unusual. I think that you could totally
Yeah,
leave this anemia unbanned here.
yeah. I think Emo and Jace, like I said in the last game, they both aren't good pairs when it comes to
Yeah,
terrain.
yeah. I mean, you can't jump through them. They can still coexist in the same team. You just have to be a little
Yeah,
careful.
yeah. Not to overwrite.
Hmm. I think that was a weird decision by Jayden to leave that Jace available 5th instead of like I think personally, I'm not at all scared of Nemia with Hilda and Rosen on my draft. The only thing you'd have to be careful of is not positioning in water. Um, I guess the turn 1 positioning is kind of funky against Nemia on this map and Jace at the same time. Um, Maybe that's why.
And the
Yeah,
map that we yeah.
I
Sorry.
think that's why. I was going to say I think that actually is why it's really difficult to position in a way that you can defend against both turn 1 Nemia actions and turn 1 Jace actions on this map from sniping something.
And the map, I think I did say what map they selected is the same one
Hmm.
as the first game. I don't know what are the odds of choosing the same map over and over. I remember that one season. I don't know which season it was, but apparently the both players got the map chosen 3 times in a row, and that
Hmm.
was Molten Core.
Actually, in Waifu Wars, that happened a couple seasons ago in my match versus 1,000 Ninjas.
Oh
I was
God,
playing a pretty tank bushy box, and so he was, obviously for good reason, a little annoyed when we rolled lava map for all 3 games of RBO3.
Jesus! I can imagine. I remember back in the early days, a lot of people didn't like the Molten Core.
Yeah, I think I'm actually a really big fan of Molten Core, and I think I'm definitely in the minority for that. And it's not just because it favors turtles. I think that the end games that can develop in Molten Core are really interesting because the terrain is so different. You've got these big holes.
Yeah, and
Um,
also not to mention the lava tiles that does like
mm.
a passive damage.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting map to play in. So I think it's a fun map. It's a different map from other maps. I do understand why Rush players don't like it.
Because there's little room to work with.
Yeah, it can be hard for your threats to get in. A lot of the really big important parts of a Rumble like Zarita really struggle on that map to reach what they otherwise would. So it can be really hard for them to play against like Isolde and stuff like that. That gets stronger and stronger the longer the game goes.
Okay,
You
we'll be
know,
seeing Cavalry Hilda here.
I think this actually might be a Bracer apotheosis. Like a source metal, I guess I should say. Looking at the stat profile, the HP is not. Oh, it's Butterfly actually. Sorry, never mind. The Butterfly is there. The stats look exactly like Bracer, so I'm like, oh, Bracer. But it's Butterfly. You can see it on.
Butterfly Apotheosis.
Yeah. So, because if that was a Swordsmith medal on the Apotheosis, he actually had some chance to tank the Jace and the Zarita. It's a little bit harder. He'll probably have to use his revive if he wants to be immune to sins.
Yeah. This chicken,
So,
look at that. Oh, interesting that none of the Qtaru's units have Butterfly. Or I guess maybe it's not meant for them.
Yeah, I mean, you can run it on Christian. It's an option. It seems like he's running a Thorns Holyarch build, though, which is a common Christian build. And the others don't really run it normally. Rosen wants fixed immunity, most cases, for protecting shrines. Adinkoma doesn't really kill stuff if she doesn't have an attack accessory. Same with Zarita. And for both Zarita and Jace, having Fire Star is actually important. So Jayden keeps doing this play where he uses heal turn around. I wonder if it's like, if he's worked out that it's a better system in terms of where his cooldowns come up for like dash and stuff to use the heal turn one instead of just doing like an attack buff or something. I'd be interested to know his rationale on that.
Anyways, I'll be muting my mic just for a little bit, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. I think this looks tough for Jayden, but we'll see how it plays out. But I think I favor Qtaru situation-wise here. It's hard to set up a tank bust in peace when you've got all these assassins on Qtaru's team. Really aggressive Y1 positioning here. I guess the Jace can't reach, so it's fine. The Zarita can't kill the Y1 and retreat through portal, so that's a trade at that point, which isn't a terrible trade for Jayden, I think. Because Y1's not really part of his tank bust win con here. It's going to be Apotheosis and Ishin. Probably Apotheosis to take first life and really hurt himself on that fixed damage and reflect and stuff, and then Ishin can take second and retreat. It's kind of how Jayden wants things to play out here. He can't go tank bust yet, though, because he doesn't have attack buff on the Apotheosis, and Air Slash isn't going to kill Christian or anything like that. And Qtaru did do the fast stacking Christie thing again, where he used 1C. And neither of Ishin or Apotheosis have first strike, so those counters can actually hurt quite a bit, especially with Vanguards. Kill most of their troops and make it hard to get that 消えなさい軟弱者 So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's doing something with the Y1, taking a pot shot at the Hilda, I guess. Or maybe taking. I don't think he'd take him. There you go. Hilda uses the light. Simple as that. This is why I'm a massive proponent of Tiamat. I would Tiamat, even though that's very much not the common build. Because you do live exactly that with the Tiamat on Hilda. I mean, he could even just use this Jace to take the other life now at this point. Awkward. I'm pretty sure Jace still kills. I guess he's buffless, but... Oh, actually, I guess he has a little bit of trouble getting the tile near her, so she's not going to have magic defense down or anything, but I think he'll still kill thanks to his class advantage effect.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so far, okay. So far Qtaru already did some damage.
Yeah, he's taking a life off the Hilda, and I think he's about to take the second one here with Jace. He AoEs.
Okay. Oh, Vortex back there. Okay.
It slows down Jayden, I guess. I honestly would have just killed Hilda with Jace there.
Yeah.
I think that would probably kill. Templars are pretty tanky against magic, but not that tanky. It's essentially a buffless Hilda.
Now Jayden will have to, well, probably just like maybe he doesn't need to do anything, but
there's not a lot he can do with that Jace portal, honestly.
yeah,
like
his movement's kind of slowed down here.
Yeah, I still think the play was killing the Hilda, but it's not like Jayden can actually do anything immediately either. Like if he wants to heal this Hilda anymore, he has to use his Ishin's blue skill to do so, which means he's not going to be getting anyone this turn, So it's not like he has a lot of offensive play options here. Even without the Jace portal, the most you could do is like use Godham to transform and attempt to kill the Christian's first life or something. But I don't think he does enough damage to do that. Without an attack buff, I really don't think a Butterfly Apotheosis with no attack buff is taking a Christian life. Even like Feng's Holy Arc or not, that doesn't sound like a kill to me. So I think he's kind of low on offensive options here.
Yeah, and I think the portal does slow down flying units too. I think
it does not. Well,
it does not?
The Jace portal does. The Jace portal does, but I'm pretty sure he can, because it's normal movement cost to move within the portal. So he can move one of Lune, one of Fusion's 2, one of her 1 is 3, down is 4, and then 5, 6 can move on to the Y1 portal.
Yep. And Jayden just used I think almost 3C to attack the Atenko, the opposing Atenko.
Yeah, it's free damage. It's not likely to matter because he does have that Rosen. But there's nothing else you could really do with her this action. Oh, so
okay, dash on Atenko. And now it's down to Zerda.
So I think he is going to try to take Christiane's first revive here. And I think I am understanding now why Jayden did the play with the heal. It's essentially keeping you in your state, in your turn 1 state with Ishin. So she does have 3 stacks going into next turn. Whereas if you'd used like Decree or something last turn, that generates a stack. Going into turn 3, she wouldn't have any stacks, so she would be unlikely to be able to take a life here. So I think what he's going to do here is he's going to have Jayden Kelmo take. Apotheos is going first. Okay. Well, I don't know if it matters too much. I think everyone is on the group, so you ideally keep the Apotheosis life here.
Wow, a lot of those debuffs immunity got taken off. Oh, Thorns.
I think it was a mistake not to hit with
that Thorn attack is actually pretty devastating for Apotheosis.
I mean, you look at the amount of HP those Vanguards heal because of the way they heal is based off how much damage you reflect. So them reflecting.
Yeah, that I can imagine that
arc makes them fully heal themselves.
Yeah, Christian is actually someone you should probably not mess around.
See, this is he should have taken the life first with the I think it's still a difficult game to win, even if you get the first life off Christian there. Yeah, it's still difficult to win that game at that point, I think. I don't think you can get to all the units in time. I don't know. Maybe you do win that if you get the Christie bust with like the combo there. But
okay, Jace is going in against Apotheosis.
Yeah, so now the hard thing is going to get her first strike. You know, he could stun that Christian right now with the Ishin. It's just if you do that, you don't get back to guard. And Y1 can't solo carry this game because you've got the Zarita on Qtaru's side. So it really has to be Y1 taking life here next. But then she's Christian can have that first strike. Because she can fully go by standing. She also didn't really use any to that Apotheosis.
Oh, overridden the portals.
That's nice. It does mean he can't get attack buff for his Ishin though, so he can't really try to use her to take life now anyways.
And also, since Qtaru's portal is gone, Atenko becomes a 2-range attack.
Well, yeah, actually, he got both portals, you're right. So she can't reach to finish off the Hilda, so the Hilda stays alive for this turn at least. But I don't know, I think it's hard for Jayden to set up the full tank bust now. I think that was a bit of a misplay with the Y1, but we'll see. I just think it's really hard to strike on Christian. I guess he doesn't actually have it, but I don't think unbuffed Ishin kills a Christian like there.
Yep, and that Rosen Seal just got sucked back from the vortex.
I think I actually would have not overwritten the Y1 portals there and tried to use Ishin to jump through the portal and kill Christian. I guess actually she can jump through the other portal. I want to try it. So I do think play here is you move Hilda next to guard the whole team. Ooh, no, he's going for the chip. This Templar's just...
The tanks bashing each other.
I think what happened there, I didn't have animations on, but if I had to guess what happened there is that the Christianity first hero ticks just annihilated all of Hilda's troops, and then you're left with a Lancer hitting into an infantry unit.
Yeah, anyway, Cecil entered the chat, and yeah, he said that the game is pretty much over because like Qtaru net kind of secured this win.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the tank's dead, the Apotheos is dead. Yeah.
For some reason, I can't really see the in-game or the stream chat very well. I don't know. Oh, there it goes. I just had to move my window. Yeah, in my opinion, he had to go take... So he messed up the order with the Y1. You do Y1 and then Godham to take Christie first life. Because the Fangs aren't going to heal up after the Y1. You're just going to have the Rosen heal, which is not as big. So you end up with more net damage on the Christiane, I think. Yeah. Ooh, he doesn't move for his troops either. I don't think he's going to kill anyways. Yeah.
Anyway, Cecil has a point in the chat saying that Qtaru doesn't usually play tank push, but I'm pretty sure this person got pirate. So it's most likely someone is actually playing Qtaru's account. Is down. Yep, Jayden has to forfeit here too. So Qtaru got the win here, 2-0. Yep, and I kind of lost some of my bets here, which is fine. But all I only used was just one. Oh, all the matches are done? Interesting. Okay, looking at the matchups, so Qtaru got the win here, and next game they'll be doing is Qtaru's gonna be battling against Wayne Ren, while Windseeker has made it over, and it's gonna be fighting against Cascal next. AB 365 will be fighting against Tiny next. Kiwu against Super Big Cup for tomorrow. Ozma, are you there? Oh boy, I think my Discord is having some difficulty problems. Okay, there goes. Anyways, Ozma, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I can. Somehow, I guess I don't know if Discord crashed or something. I could still hear you on the YouTube stream, but...
Yeah, I think it's mostly Discord application. Could be a bit of a problem. Yeah, so anyways, I saw the results. I noticed that all of the games have already done, surprisingly. Yeah.
Both those Qtaru games are pretty long, and I'm guessing were all of the games 2-0 in one direction or another. It looks... No, there was a 3-game for Ku versus Johan, and 3 games for Paytol versus Super Big Cup. But I guess they were fast games.
Right. Okay. So usually I would end the stream here, but I wanted to take a look how they come through, like Tiny and Lune 3. So I'm just gonna take a look at what's going on here with the replay here.
Mhm.
Might as well edit this one really quick. Plus replay. Oh, actually, the title is a bit too large, so I'm just gonna say replay. Yeah. Anyways, getting Tarantel banned on the first time is actually not so surprising because some people find him a bit terrifying to fight with.
Yeah, he's hard for single target oriented boxes to deal with because he's so tanky, and his like target selection mechanic is strong.
Yeah, and also forces the target that's affected by it to go last.
Well, to attack last, so their animation is slow, so it's hard for them to kill things if they get a counter attack because they're essentially like giving you a stroke. It's not quite that way mechanic wise, but it's similar. Interesting draft here. Got like a really strong throw pump on Lune's end, but you do have two very strong sins in the form of the Chase and the Andy, and I didn't notice exactly in the ban pick where Tiny got this Awakener, but I'm surprised that the player 2 Awakener was given with an Ethereal. That makes it so like a TP Andy play. Lune plays a lot of games, so I'm pretty sure they would see that coming. There's just a lot else to ban, or just went off their mind and they forgot about it.
I'm just gonna reduce the volume on the game because I know it might be a little too loud.
帝国に逆らう者は必ず撃つ。
私の言葉は禁忌の断り。私を侮らないでほしいですわ。闇を砕く盾よ、真実の輝きを。レーゲンブルクのために。
混沌の塵となれ。
It's a little hard when we're both watching the replay because we can't see where each other.
Yeah, because it's not aligned.
Yeah. But we do definitely see Tiny setting up this TP Andy play here. Oh, he doesn't do it turn 2 though. I'm not sure what the exact like I'm not trying to pause the files and all that.
Let me take a look at what's happening here. Okay. I just noticed that I don't think Tiny has anybody in this team has a butterfly on there, but I guess probably sometimes it's better without it.
Yeah, it's definitely not like an always use it on everyone type of accessory.
Yeah, and on this team I don't see any of them holding it either. So yeah, I guess it's fair game for both sides.
Yeah, I think Lune is a free-to-play player, so they don't really have access to butterfly. Which is kind of the annoying thing about it as an accessory, is that it does definitely favor spenders.
Yeah.
This Jace portal, here, what you can do, LW, since we're both in the same Discord call, is you can stream it. Assuming it doesn't hurt your Wi-Fi too much, you could stream it in the
Oh, yeah.
Discord as
Good
well,
idea.
so I can see where you are at in the replay.
All right. If this code would actually allow me to stream that is okay. There it goes. Took me some time. Okay, it's already started. Anyways, right now this is what it looks like. So it seems like a Dengan was gonna make a move here. Attack from 5 blocks.
知識の呪い
Yeah, Hypopoggers in chat. I was in the tourney. My name is Ozma in game as well. I took the chance to play like a waifu war format game though against Raven.
Watashi no kotoba wa
Community held tournament
kinki
waifu
no
wars.
kotoari.
So we figured it was a good chance to do like a little debut match. I forfeited after that because I had other things I had to do on Sunday. Neither of us could play beyond Saturday, so we just decided to have a fun little waifu war style game for our PO match. I'm like a turtle guy, so it's funny when I try to talk about like trade or rush games and don't really know what I'm talking about, but sometimes I get things right.
私はあなならないでほしいですわ レーゲンブルクのために 正しい道を守り続けて
This Jace portal might force positioning here in an interesting way. Yeah, we have to be careful to not accidentally have your units get sucked into the fog.
後ろだよ
So the Zerida is probably aiming for the Andriel.
Yeah. She can basically reach him right there.
Yeah, so he does have revive up. That was the thing.
He's like standing next to AO.
And that Zerida attack is actually fairly low for whatever reason. No crit, but kills. Oh.
That fixed damage didn't finish him off.
Yeah, so what some people do is they run Bathory on Zerida 1. And it looks like that's what Lune is doing, but you have to crit in order for Bathory's fixed damage effect to trigger.
Yeah, and I think Lune 3 kind of threw there.
No, I mean I don't think so. That was bad RNG in my opinion.
Yeah, bad RNG.
So it's always a gamble with the Zerida, but it's like a 60% chance to crit there between the Lightbringer Aura and Arena Stones, and he missed that 60% chance. So it is a bit of a pretty close to 50-50.
正しい道を守り続けて
With Zerida, you really kind of just have to hope that she crits. There's not a whole lot else you can do. She's pretty reliant on it as a character.
Okay, Jace is moving down now. Like now most of the units are on the bottom side of the map.
不毛な争いを終わらせる
Is Soul activating that damage reduction? Oh, it's gonna sack herself.
近畿のこと
Yeah, so this is always the danger with Andriel and Awakener as a player too. I was talking about it a little bit earlier, and the chances now here again.
帝国に逆らう者は必ず撃つ。無駄なあがきだ。
Yeah, you can just take this chance. Seems like a fine trade for Tiny to trade the Andriel for the Isolde. Because you still have Jace as like an assassin.
混沌の塵となれ。
嘘よ私は女神に見捨てられたの
Oh, I thought I lowered it enough, but I guess I had to lower it even more for the volume. Some people said they couldn't hear you, so I'm just gonna lower this like very low, as low as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
私の言葉を聞きなさい
Yeah, I had no idea why the in-game is like that loud. So let me see if I can find ways to make it a little louder. There it goes. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
now
you
it's
can turn
loud
up
and clear.
like my Discord volume or something maybe, or
Yeah,
just
to
the game
200%
volume,
now.
yeah, I should be more than loud enough then.
Yeah, I just realized that the volume in the games might overlapping your voice.
Mm-hmm. So Jace takes a life off the Apotheosis. We'll see how he tries to get the second one before LB dies. She can do some self-healing. I don't know which Apotheosis debuff she has right now, but okay, I guess it was turn demon, not lose control.
Yeah, hopefully the person can hear you now, because he's been saying something in the chat saying that the income audio is... Yep, it sounds good now. All right.
Cool. So I guess we're just gonna see Lightbringer be OP here and just keep surviving. Now that the Apotheosis has lost like his attack buff, he's lost his transform. It's gonna be hard for him to secure a second kill on the Lightbringer.
Oh, and cleanse the demon class off of Lightbringer.
Yeah. So he's chipping his way through the Christian. And I don't know what Jace's cooldowns are like now, but eventually he'll have his single target back again to take another life off the Apotheosis.
Okay.
So next turn, I guess.
Yeah, most likely. Okay, turn
The
8.
Lightbringer should lose life here. Wow.
Wow, well, she's a tough cookie there. What in the world?
I'm really surprised by that, because one of the Apotheosis' notable features. Oh, I think it's only when he's transformed. Could you click on Apotheosis and check his 3C?
3C, let's see.
I think he only has, so he has a 15% attack bonus versus holy units, but it's only while he's still in his transformed state. So he's really just kind of a 30% attack talent unit here. He's got nothing special going on without that 3C passive to boost his damage against holy units. So with Lightbringer having high defense and the Apotheosis not having an attack buff and using a non-attack based accessory, it looks like it just can't kill.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, having untransformed Apotheosis doing that is like he's like attacking without his fullest abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, teleport. Try and chain these, but oh wait, I think the reason why she died is because of the third turn passed.
Yeah, for sure.
Take a look at that one real quick, if it will let me rewind. Yeah, that was her third turn. Okay. Oh, that was an insane amount of damage to Christian.
Yeah, I mean, it is surprising considering it's angels on Christian, but Y1 is very strong. We do finally see Apotheosis get his kill, just in time for him to die. Oh yeah, I think that's the right play by Tiny there, killing the Christie first. You don't want anything crazy happening, like the Christie taking a life off of Jace with a normal attack or whatever. Because Christie plus Rosen could win this endgame, because there's not enough time for Jace to do everything he needs to do.
Yeah, Jace is going to trade himself with Apotheosis.
Yeah, that's completely fine. With the Christie off the field, Y1 absolutely beats.
Yeah, and Rosen Steel is not going to do much here.
Yeah, I mean, she's on sorceresses, which don't have terrible damage, but it's not going to kill or anything.
Yeah.
Not a full health Y1. Oh man, the BM attacking from the fog there.
Yeah, I guess the fog didn't really take her life yet because of the the interaction is already over.
I'm not actually sure if she does that, if she could actually have teleported back in too. I'm not actually sure on the effect trigger.
And also the box changed on the second game. Tiny removed Z2 for Oboro.
Yeah, I think that's a map-based choice here.
Yeah, and the battle on Molten Core. Now I wonder would the game actually show you the next map during the backup change phase. I wonder.
It does.
It does. Okay, so that way people can plan what units to bring next.
Yeah, so like a common thing that'll happen if you end up on one of those tower maps, less common this season, but in the past couple seasons it was really common to add like Leon from your side box to your main box on like one of those really Leon friendly maps, especially if you're playing against a more rushy player where that Leon damage is just devastating and the threat range and stuff, or adding Lostum on the tower maps as well, stuff like that you see in side box, but also you see choices like this where you throw in like a Boro or something. Because it's a very turtle-friendly map.
Okay, so Taranto once again got banned here. Won't be seeing him here. Okay, Apotheosis.
It's interesting how they're valuing banning the Agnes so high. I was wondering how Lune keeps getting that second pick Isolde as like a tank push box. It looks like Tiny is trying to deny the Agnes revive for whatever carry he ends up picking, because even if you ban like the Isolde there, he could get like the Andy or something instead after that Agnes pick. Like there are options that Agnes makes it really hard for Andy or Jace to get assassinations in.
And I noticed I saw Ice Abyss has the butterfly.
Yeah.
Which means that the debuff on her won't be easy.
We see Lune end up with an even more turtley comp this game, with 2 DPS, both of which guard ignore, but it's going to be a question of if you can keep them alive.
Yeah, Hyper says, I was watching the Qtaru and Jayden match, and Qtaru's Lightburner got clapped. Is that normal?
Yeah, so her dying to the Andy basic attack in the endgame, or the Javelin in the endgame when she had like 84% HP, I wasn't expecting that. Andy does a lot of damage, and I think he still had attack buff at that point. And that was really like critical that she died there for Qtaru. I'm trying to remember if she was what state she was in before, like for when she lost her first life. I'm trying to remember if that was comboed down or if it was just like an Andy 3C. I want to say it was like an Andy 3C. Lightbringer doesn't have very good troops to deal with Andriel, because he has those really strong Vanguards with 5 move. So there's not really a lot of counterplay defensive troop-wise for tanks without Royal Cavalry. And the only notable tanks with Royal Cavalry are Landius and Hilda. So Lightbringer, Freya, Christiane are kind of out in the cold against Andy, troop-wise. So when he's angry, his 3C should kill. It was just the basic attack I didn't expect.
Yeah, I just saw that. I think it would just enter portal there.
Or I say Javelin, but I said basic attack, but it was Javelin. But Javelin is not really any stronger than a basic attack. So we see, in terms of the game happening now in Discord that you guys are seeing with a little bit of delay, Lune is really turtling around this Isolde, trying to set up. And we do see the Christiane moving really aggressively to try to set up a more threatening position where he can get his Zarita back to guard, I think.
Yeah, and that vortex could probably be a bit hard to traverse.
Yeah, it really is a little annoying to deal with. Jace is a pretty strong hero against hard, like turtles or tank push. It just makes it a really difficult positioning game.
Okay, and then she just proc that while outside the rift. Not sure what's the point of that. After, like, did not even attack with it.
I wonder if he miscounted and he was planning to go for the Imelda. So he moved back one space because he wanted to get his hide and seek up, and I'm guessing the Imelda danger range was too large.
Yeah, won't be able to reach. One tile off.
I'm guessing he was getting low on time or something, and the Y1 portal like effect from her exclusive messed him up. Would be my guess.
Most likely.
It's easy to miscount with the exclusive from Y1. But yeah, so instead you're left with a Zarita that can't actively attack.
Okay.
And a Isolde that
Okay.
and
it's
some trouble
hyper.
because of the chase.
Sorry.
Go ahead. You're
Yeah.
fine.
Anyways, Hyper asked like, is Zelda good now? Well, I will probably say yes. She is because of her casting. Well, of course, in some situations, well, of course, if she loses her soldiers, even though even though if it's like unwillingly, she'll still activate that act again, even without the soldiers. Yeah.
The thing with her is she's really good against tank push boxes because she has really, really good kill ranges, like both her threat range in terms of how far she reaches and the amount of damage she does. The damage Zarita does is pretty much unstoppable unless you have like a tank aura that causes her to fail crit, especially Hilda, because that prevents the crit entirely. Or like Landia's aura working out like the 50-50. But it's hard to make things live Zarita. So she's really good as a 1-to-1 trade unit. And if you're a rush box attacking a tank push box, they've got 3 DPS or 2 DPS and you've got, 4 or 5. If you're trading one of your 4 for one of their 3, that's pretty favorable for you. Especially because the number of units that tank push has that can like solo carry a game is pretty limited. So, if you use Zarita to kill a carry, it can really open things up for another assassin to take care of things.
Anyways, I'm gonna continue the replay here, and Librarian moved in. Okay, and then restore some of the soldiers back on Zelda. And it got teleported back to where she was.
Mm-hmm.
And then more portals face down.
Yeah, we see Tiny using Acti to get the portals back faster, really making it hard for Lune to ever approach here. I think as Zarita is... I'm not sure how much move she has right now, if she can actually get out of this Jace portal without dying. She's going to get pulled into the fog here. I wonder if
and dies
by this point.
Yeah, that's devastating there.
With that miscount earlier, like he had positions he could move there, but that's just not being careful enough or running out of time and getting pulled because of it. I mean, there wasn't anywhere he could move that he wouldn't get electric helmed or wouldn't get pulled out by the Imelda, but
no other place.
I think the best that so I think there wasn't a way to move Zarita where she doesn't get pulled by Imelda while Imelda stays in guard range. So it was a really tough position there.
Yeah, she's pretty much like bit the dust there because of the portal.
Yeah. Jace is always threatening with the fog like this, with the portal on the edge.
Like sucking them back in danger.
But especially with all that extra assassin pressure from like the Imelda and the Jace, it's really, really difficult for Lune to win this positioning game here. He now has to solo carry with Isolde, which he's going to try to do. He's forming a box around her on the bottom of the map, so Isolde can't pull her. Or, sorry, not Isolde. So, like the
Ice Abyss will not pull.
Killer, or the Ice Abyss, or Ice Abyss.
Okay, not sure. She just sacked herself there.
Yeah, so that's interesting. What it does is it opens up a tile for Andy to reach to kill her. And because he acts again because of the dying. And Andy killing Isolde is a pretty reliable kill. Unless you have something like Lunar, and Lune now doesn't have anything that can kill Andy.
Yeah, and that's how he net the victory here.
Really, really difficult draft for Lune there, with all the assassins Tiny drafted.
Yeah. And anyways, I honestly not sure who this player is. Like, although
that's Creamy. He's in main court as well.
Oh, Creamy.
But it's Japanese katakana or whatever, but they spell out Creamy Mommy.
What the heck?
Is this choice of name there? He plays like AoE Rush.
And then Zubik up, no surprise there. Like,
They've done well. Paytel's
yeah.
also a strong player, in my opinion, but Super Big Cup has also had strong PO performances recently.
Yeah. And I'm not sure who AB is. AB is 365.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about that player or that
Yeah.
account.
I don't know what was the score here. So, it's a 2-0. What must have gone wrong there? Oh well.
It's hard for AoE Rush to beat Tank Push sometimes, if the Tank Push player plays correctly.
Oh yeah. And then Cascal beating Maddie 2-0.
Cascad's a really strong player. I don't have as much information on Maddie. I don't think I play in the same like slots as them, so I don't usually match them. I think I've lost to them in like casual and stuff before. These are both really good players, though. I'm sure that's a good match.
Yeah, and also
Cascad's really strong.
Yeah, Windseeker and Seiyu also got 2-0 on the score.
Windseeker's been playing really well this season. He's a really good player. He's won a lot of TSDL tournaments recent, like several. He's always a really strong competitor in the most recent seasons of TSDL, which is like a community tournament, right? I think you were actually in the last one, LW, if I remember right.
I was.
When you were starting out with your Apex. I was glad to see you there. But Windseeker always does really well in those, but doesn't always have as strong of a playoffs performance. I don't know if it's time zones or other factors, but this season he's really just killing it.
Yeah, I just noticed that the Q, is that how you spell this person's name?
It's almost certainly the returning champion. Well, not returning champion, but past champion Ku, playing one of his alt accounts because he got eliminated by Hermit Green in the first round of playoffs this season.
Anyways, I noticed that this match has some interesting scores, like 2-1. So that's basically telling me that they probably did put up a little bit of a fight, even though losing to a certain game.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So Johan is a fairly new player to Apex, but he's one of those players who just plays game after game after game after game. So I've actually kind of had the opportunity to play with him a fair amount at different points in like where he's been playing, right? I used to be able to pretty comfortably beat him when he was starting out, but the more and more I scrimmed with him and the more and more he scrimmed with others, he got really, really good. Got like a really solid meta box going and got pretty strong as a player. So he put up a good fight, I guess.
Yeah. To probably make the match a bit longer. Okay, win ran 2-0. Okay. Yeah, I think that is the only match that got 2-1 on the score. Everyone else got 2-0 on their wins.
Oh no, Paytol versus Super Big Cup also was a 2-1. It looks like.
Oh yeah, 2-1. Yeah, so 2 matches so far, 2 out of the 8.
I think that's pretty. I wouldn't have been able to tell you who would win the match between Paytol and Super Big Cup, so I'm not surprised that was a 2-1.
Anyways, for tomorrow it's gonna be interesting because I am thinking about like spectating someone else's match because usually I would just like sometimes I do stick with the same person, but most cases I usually choose someone else.
Yeah, if I'm free, I'll try to hop in to commentate with you again.
Yep. Hopefully tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
for now, I'm gonna go get some dinner.
All right. Take care.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. No problem. Anyways, I'm gonna be ending my stream right here, and hopefully see y'all tomorrow. Until then, see y'all.